Standard 1. Facilitate and inspire student learning and creativity. Teachers use their knowledge of the subject matter, teaching, learning, and technology to facilitate experiences that advance student learning, creativity, and innovation in both face-to-face and virtual environments. Standard 1A. Promote, support, and model creative and innovative thinking and inventiveness. I chose the graphic organizer because it taught me how to prepare and create graphic organizers using the theme fairy tales and legends. Creating a graphic organizer was a great use of creativity. It also taught how to make things fun and exciting to inspire students. This was a very creative project and used much imagination in the completion. Standard 1B. Engage students in exploring real-world issues and involving authentic problems using digital resources. I chose the spreadsheet in which we use fast food restaurants. Creating this project taught me how to facilitate something that is a real-world issue because fast food nutrition is a common topic. It used creativity to create the spreadsheet and organize it effectively. The spreadsheet uses digital resources by using the internet to research the information to put into the spreadsheet. Standard 1D. Model collaborative knowledge construction by engaging in learning with students, colleagues, and other face-to-face and virtual. I chose the discussion of what is technology integration. This discussion was used to collaborate our ideas as a class to discuss what we thought technology integration was. This will later help us facilitate and inspire student learning and creativity using different assignments throughout the semester. Standard 2. Design and develop digital age learning experiences and assessments. Teachers design, develop, and evaluate authentic learning experiences and assessments incorporating contemporary tools and resources to maximize content learning in context to develop the knowledge, skills, and attitudes identifying in the standards for students. Standard 2A. Design or adapt relevant learning experiences that incorporate digital tools and resources to promote student learning and creativity. Web 2.0 tools are great for designing and developing assignments. The Dropbox tool is a tool we use on a weekly basis to turn in assignments. These tools make assignments easier because some of them can help in the design process. The Poll Everywhere tool can be used to poll people in or outside of the classroom. Students can take that tool and go out and conduct a survey on whatever that is being taught in the classroom. Standard 2C. Customize and personalize learning activities to address students' diverse learning styles, working strategies, and abilities using digital tools and resources. Discussion. I chose the discussion. What are factors to consider when creating a technology-based lesson plan? The discussion was to think about different things that we would need to consider when creating a lesson plan. We were to communicate with each other via eLearn to discuss this. Many students have different learning abilities, and these abilities must be assessed for every lesson plan. When creating a lesson plan, all of these things must be implemented to work for all the abilities of the students. If it is an inclusion classroom, there will need to be modifications for each lesson to accommodate the students with special needs. Standard 2D. Provides students with multiple and varied formative and summative assessments aligned with content and technology standards, and use resulting data to inform learning and teaching. I chose my field experience because the students I observed in my field experience were taking assessments online. There were different assessments for different subjects. This gave students a break from the traditional pencil and paper tests. There were also assignments to complete for the students who finished early. This gave students varied assignments to complete during class period. The results of this data would be used for teachers to determine where the students are and what the students need to be taught. Model digital age work and learning, Standard 3. Teachers exhibit knowledge, skills, and work processes representative of an innovative, professional, and a global and digital society. Standard 3A. Demonstrate fluency in technology systems and transfer of current knowledge to new technologies and situations. I chose our portfolio because we adapted different types of technology to create it. The portfolio required many different forms of technology to complete. The assignment completed in this semester were all integrated into one portfolio online. After completing all the assignments, I was able to work with many different forms of technology and integrate them together. Digital age work and learning requires the use of many different forms of technology, and this portfolio is an example of that. Standard 3B. Collaborate with students, peers, parents, and community members using digital tools and resources to support student success and innovation. The WebQuest that was created was the use of digital tools and resources that also use students, peers, parents, and even community members. The WebQuest that was created was a time machine back to the Roaring '20s to find legends of that decade. Students were to work in groups and research the legends given to them. Pictures from the internet or even some gathered from family members from the 1920s could be used. Students would need outside support for this project because it would require so much out-of-school research. Communicate relevant information and ideas effectively. The students, parents, and peers using a variety of digital age media formats. This was standard 3C. A PowerPoint was chosen. The PowerPoint I created on nouns was to communicate a lesson on nouns, different types of nouns, and examples. This required a variety of media formats: PowerPoint, clip art, action buttons, transitions, and formatting the PowerPoint itself. This helped prepare me because I was to create a model for students to see and use for learning purposes. Standard 4. Promote digital and model digital citizenship and responsibility. Teachers understand local and global societal issues and responsibilities involving digital culture and exhibit legal and ethical behavior in their professional practices. Standard 4A. Advocate, model, and teach safe, legal, and ethical use of digital information and technology, including respect for copyright, intellectual property, and the appropriate documentation of sources. I chose the discussion, how would you handle a situation in which a student has been accessing inappropriate sites, and what are some strategies that you use to prevent this type of off-task behavior? This discussion was key in learning how my peers would react to the situation. Discussing the different ways we would handle this situation was very helpful. Many responses were ways to keep the students on task, and this would eliminate much of the problem. Others discussed how they would notify the administration and parents in case of an inappropriate use of the internet. As a teacher, responsibility must be modeled and promoted at all times. If students see how their teacher acts, in many cases they will model behavior. Students should know their boundaries on the internet, and it is the teacher's responsibility to be sure that the students are aware of those boundaries. Standard 4B. Address the diverse needs of all learners by using learner-centered strategies, providing equitable access to appropriate digital tools. I chose the discussion, what are two major ideas to remember when integrating activities? This discussion discussed two major things to remember when integrating technology. This is extremely important for diverse classrooms because not all students can learn at the same levels. Teachers must be sure to integrate technology in ways for all learners. Teachers must be responsible to integrate this in ways for students to all learn and promote learning by creating a positive learning environment. Standard 4C. Promote and model digital etiquette and responsible social interactions related to the use of technology and information. I chose a discussion for this as well. Why is it important for students to present their work? What are the advantages and disadvantages of multimedia projects over simple paper projects? Presenting work is a great way to instill responsibility, and students know they will have to present to their peers, and they will more likely take more time and effort while doing their assignment. This promotes responsibility and etiquette by giving the students an opportunity to speak in front of their peers. There would be a list of expectations for students to use in their presentation. It is also more exciting to use multimedia projects over paper projects, although sometimes multimedia projects do not work as well and can have mishaps in the lesson. Standard 5. Engage in professional growth and leadership. Teachers continuously improve their professional practice and model lifelong learning and exhibit leadership in their school and professional community. By promoting and demonstrating the effective use of digital tools. Standard 5. Standard 5A. Participate in local and global learning communities to explore creative applications of technology to improve student learning. I chose my field experience for this as well. I was put into a classroom and explored the different ways to learn with technology. While students in the classroom were using the computers, the teacher was explaining to me the different ways in which they use technology to improve student learning. The internet is such a great thing because students and teachers can travel anywhere in the world in a matter of seconds. Students can research many things and feel as if they are really there, learning this through different virtual tours. This allowed me to engage in professional development and growth and leadership by putting me in a classroom to learn firsthand what goes on and how technology is truly integrated by the teacher. Standard 5C. Evaluate and reflect on current research and professional practice on a regular basis to make effective use of existing and emerging digital tools and resources in support of the student learning. I chose my field experience reflection papers. These papers were used to reflect upon what we had learned in the classroom and how we would use this information in our future classrooms. This professional development is unlike any other because it is real. It is not someone talking to you and telling you how a classroom works. It is the actual thing that cannot be accurately recreated. Standard 5D. Contribute to the effectiveness, vitality, and self-renewal of the teaching profession and their school and community. I chose my field experience for this as well. In the field experience, there were instances where I was able to contribute in the lesson. They were small instances, but they were still contribution. This contribution to the lesson as a whole contributed to the lesson as a whole and made it flow smoothly. This helped my professional development growth by giving me the opportunity to actively work with students as they use the computer.